of rubber, it's the world-famous kayak king, Tyler Bratt from Montana. Now, obviously, this experiment is nothing new. People have been taking the waterfall plunge since Annie Edson Taylor first went over Niagara Falls in a barrel in 1901. But Tyler's been smart. He's taken the data from her crude experiment and applied his own expertise and pre-plunge planning.
People who went over Niagara Falls in a barrel, they would just kind of hope to get to the bottom and then see what happened. With him, he's trying to control things a little bit.
Yes, it's Tyler's innate understanding of physics that has earned him the respect of our science experts.
Many things worked out great for this guy to allow him to survive this fall over the waterfall. One important aspect is the angle at which he enters the water.
He's got the kayak pointed with the nose down, so when he hits the water, he actually dives under the water in the kayak, and that's how you want to hit the water.
So Tyler's used all his prowess to make sure his kayak enters the water like an arrow, significantly decreasing the surface area of the boat, lessening any chance of serious injury. It's like a diving bird going for its prey.
If you come in pretty flat, right, at the bottom of the kayak, there's a large surface, and so you get a big pressure and a big force. And not only that, that force will be directed along your spine, which is very bad for the body.
If he actually took all the energy of this fall through his body, his bones could shatter, his organs could end up in other places, his brain could hit the inside of his skull, all kinds of really nasty things.
Dude, down by the right wall in the shadow.
There's no doubt our experts love it when a thrill seeker uses science to achieve the seemingly impossible.
It's an incredible idea. It's the embodiment of high voltage rock and roll.
It was amazing to watch this electricity bounce from person to person and just, wow.
It makes for one heck of a show, but don't get too close. Each Tesla coil is capable of producing 500,000 volts of electricity, enough to give you a very nasty shock.
The Tesla coils look dangerous, and they are dangerous, actually.
In order to stay safe, these guys are wearing Faraday cage suits. These suits are metal mesh that surrounds their entire body. And you see the lightning trying to find the shortest path to ground. And when he's up on that box, you see the lightning going into his suit, coursing through his suit, coming out the bottom of his feet, and making its way to the ground.
Yes, Arc Attack are rocking around with 1,000,000 volts of electricity, with just a few steel threads to protect them.
If they weren't wearing this suit, it would pass through their body and it would interfere with their nerves and muscles, and they'd go into sort of spasm and become electrocuted. But because electricity itself that way.
But just what is it like to be a rock god channeling electricity?
It's cold. It's kind of like wearing a cold toilet seat.
Our scientists have seen risk-takers master the art of
Him underneath a cluster balloon, like clusters of balloons. I mean, this is a man who's really living his math. So I'm very impressed.
Yes, Mike needs a head for figures as well as heights. So what prep is involved in getting this world record-holding cluster balloonist to a height of 1,200 meters?
The preparation starts deciding how high you want to go. Then you need to determine the weight that you're going to be lifting, because that determines how many balloons you need and how much helium you need. We needed just under 1,200 balloons to do the glide.
So what's Mike relying on to make sure this epic stunt doesn't go down with a bang?
You need to get to the point where the volume of air that the balloon displaces weighs more than the helium in the balloon. As the air is being displaced, it naturally goes underneath the balloon because it's heavier than the balloon. So it's essentially being pushed up by the air it's being displaced.
But what space-age technology gets Mike back to Earth?
The only way to come down is to pop some of the balloons. So I had an air pistol in one hand and a knife on a long stick on the other. And when I wanted to come down, I'd pop a balloon.
So Mike's 2-hour-long epic stunt was a result of precision planning, a knowledge of helium, and a knife on a stick. So far on Most Dangerous, we've witnessed balloon-busting buoyancy, electrifying rock and roll, and car-flipping madness. But coming up are...
Slide, twist, soar. Hi, I'm Dr. Greg Wells. Half-pipe snowboarding is an acrobatic hybrid of skiing, skateboarding, and surfing. And it's a sport that keeps getting harder and higher. A few years ago, the pipe was just 11 feet high, but the Olympic pipe at Cyprus is nearly double that. Some boarders also soar another 15 feet over the edge. So at the peak of their jump, they're catching a lot of air. Twice the height equals more momentum. That means more torque. Torque is a coiling force that measures how hard a body is being rotated. Torque is how spinner dolphins flip out of the water. And in the half pipe, torque is everything. Here's why. If you shoot straight up and don't move a muscle, just enjoy the view, bam, you'll land straight on your spine. So boarders generate torque by twisting their torsos. As the half-piper approaches the lip, he winds up the top half of his body by twisting in the opposite direction of his spin. When he launches, he jerks the other way around and uncorks it. Liftoff. But there's a downside to more height, and that's the extra kinetic energy you gain when you drop back into the pipe. It's especially hard on the hips. When you hit the ground hard, the ground hits you back. More than the knees or ankles, it's the hips that absorb most of the energy. So snowboarders' hips are like armored vests. They take a bullet for the body. If you board at the Olympic level, you know the drill. No guts.
Welcome back to Most Dangerous. So